Yo, it is episode 10 of my blind RS3 playthrough. This episode will see me going deep into the candy loop, getting distracted by all sorts of different kinds of content. This is where we last left things. I was trying to complete all quests in release order, but before messing around with Dragon Slayer 1, I wanted to get my combat levels up. And to get my combat levels up, I wanted to do some Slayer. While doing Slayer, I was fighting some enemies that were dropping a bunch of terrible seeds and found out about the Seedicide. So I'm like, okay, I want to try to get the Seedicide. Getting the Seedicide requires doing the player-owned farm. I started doing the player-owned farm and then realized I needed 60 construction to build the large pen so I could raise cows to get the currency that I need to get the Seedicide, to train Slayer, to train combat, to do Dragon Slayer 1. Just RuneScape things. Separate from that, I also want to work toward unlocking the Invention skill for a lot of reasons, but Invention requires Divination, Smithing, and Crafting 80. I'm going to hit Divination 80 automatically from doing my daily Guthix caches, so my objective is to try to get Smithing and Crafting up, so they hit 80 at around the same time as Divination. On top of all this, I have a smattering of dailies, weeklies, and monthlies that I have to stay on top of. This is starting to take about 70 minutes per day for me to work through all of them, not including having to wait an hour to do 2 Guthix caches, so that's always going to be on the list. I'm only going to update those when there's a new one that you haven't seen me do before. I will warn you going in that the quests in this one are quite long. There's a lot of dialogue in them and they're not voice acted, so you might just want to skip to the summary. But 2 of my 3 quest summaries in this one have a unrelated tangent rant at the end of them. So if you just want to hear the summary and you don't want to hear the rant, there's another time code for you to skip the rant part. Okay, let's get to the playthrough. I can get back to playing the game now. I am going to work on Slayer and base 50 stats, and then I'm probably going to work on construction somewhere in the middle of doing that so that I can work on my player-owned farm more. But before I do any of that, I have to do dailies because it's RuneScape 3, and of course I do. So let me go do my dailies. Guthix caches weren't like completely terrible on mobile. I had to do it on my time off, but you can't do it from the legacy-only world, which is kind of annoying because it's a great world that I expect to have nobody else there, right? This minigame got ridiculously faster when I got to level 45 and could interact with the confused automatons, especially with the double points period. I'm curious how much 85 for the enraged automaton changes things. I'm guessing not as much. It would be great if I could be done with this slightly faster, though. It's like, it's in this like sweet spot where it's not difficult to get 100 points. And in fact, since hitting level 45, I don't think I've ever failed to get 100 points before time runs out. But there's just high enough of a risk. It's just attentive enough to be kind of annoying. And it's like, I really don't want to screw it up because much more so than the time spent doing the minigame, the more annoying thing about this is the time you have to reserve at the top of the hour to load into the minigame. You have to like stay on top of when the top of the hour is going to be and make sure you're available in full diviner gear to do it. I feel like that's the bigger cognitive load than like actually doing the minigame. So if you were to not get 100 points and have to do it a third time, even if you just came in here and like knocked down a couple automatons and were immediately done, it would still be annoying to have to keep on top of it for an extra hour. All right before I left for Chicago, I didn't finish all of these statues. I think I just have this last one. All right, there's a boatload of construction XP. Thank you. I will take level 43. It's basically free. And honor bandos. 48 prayer. Sounds great. It's a Monday, so I'm probably going to try to get Broken Home over with. I'm going to try to do the achievements for it. It's probably going to be a shit show, but I need to practice it. And my farming level's high enough that I'm getting some toad flax now from the Diviner patch 1. That's cool. All right, another daily I need to set up is the water filtration daily, which I guess you do at Hetz Oasis. I missed it in my previous searches. I need 6 buckets of sand. I think I can get sand from you, Neil. 5 bronze bars, 2 silver bars, and a big fishing net. Fishing net I guess I can get from Catherby. I should just use, I have a teleport to the Catherby herb patch now. Also, I think I need to start buying out the candles from the candle shop here, because I think you use candles in construction contracts. Looks like construction contracts are quite a bit more frustrating in this. These stack. Oh, they do not stack. I don't like that. Thinking 500 of these should last me plenty of contracts. I don't think it's recommended to start doing construction contracts until you can do them with teak at like level 60, but I probably just want to get as much XP as I possibly can I bought 100 candles. I guess once I actually start training construction, I'll see how many of those I actually need. Here for a big fishing net, and I guess I'll talk to the trader ship guys for stuff. Oh wow, the trader ship stock sucks in Nars 3. This is one of the best shops in the game in old school. They really neutered it here. Alright, so there's some silver rocks here. I brought these silver stone spirits because I haven't had a chance to use those. I think it makes me mine an extra one. Okay, got it. That's more than enough. I guess I can grab some... Oh, is this clay? I thought it was gold. Alright, getting some buckets of sand. And then I think I need a bucket of water. I'm going to go to Hutt's Oasis and build this thing. And I think I just have to check it once a day after that. This one might have a bit of a forgiveness window, like fish flingers. Shit, yeah, I have to do a bunch of fish flingers. I did not do any while I was out of town. New item is added every 6 to 30 hours. Doesn't need to be checked regularly as the items accumulate in the system. Okay. I'll probably reclassify this as a weekly. I don't want to have to walk all the way over here every day, you know? Probably do more whirligig hunting soon. My hunter level is close to my lowest skill. Also, I guess there's some, like, bushes that I can cultivate at Hutt's Oasis that seem like it's, like, active farming training, kind of similar to Tithe Farm. I haven't experimented with that. I don't really need farming for anything at the moment, so not particularly crazy about it. Alright, build pile of junk. Yes. No. Before construction, right on. Aren't you tired? Watch out for the scarabs and the crocodiles. Alright, so use bucket of water on the water filtration system. Appreciate the help. Okay. Now I guess I can check this. I get 1 sandstone. Okay. I'll add that as a weekly. In truth, the list of weeklies keeps growing and growing and growing. I think I really need to finish that quest in Uglog that has the shop that sells meat packs. I already thought about getting meat packs for summoning training, but it seems like I really need those packs also for the player-owned farm eventually, so that might also break up the list here. It's super frustrating, but I want to have everything that gates a weekly done, you know? I think I have a bank chest now when I warp in. Yeah, this is a result of getting a higher reputation, so that's kind of cool, I guess. I think there's supposed to be a merchant somewhere around here. Maybe it's up here. I think the merchant sells food that's pretty good for Ironman. I did a little bit of research while I was traveling, so that's how I know about like the water filtration system and this. I was trying to figure out stuff to do with the player-owned farm. I think I might need a higher reputation to get a better discount from this guy, though. Shop. That's it. This Eligator seems like it's really solid Ironman healing, and I don't have the full discount yet, so it's not worth getting it now, I don't think. Also, I need hit point 75 for it to heal the total amount. It's kind of interesting. I don't hate that. I guess I keep calling it hit points. Constitution affecting how much food heals for kind of makes constitution levels a little bit more interesting than they are in old school, but... Alright, so my understanding here, the thing I was trying to look up earlier to understand how to do the player-owned farm didn't mention chickens at all, but it looks like I can kind of freely breed chickens using eggs. The only downside is I have to feed them with pineapples instead of woad leaves, which are much easier to get. But doing this, I'm gonna have to go grab a bunch of pineapples, which fortunately I have a location to do that. I'll work on that here in a second. Let me deal with my new babies, though. I do find it very cute that you sell all of your sheep to a werewolf guy from Canifus. It's pretty funny. 229 beans, okay. I think I keep rabbits in my existing small pen and just buy another small pen because I can afford it. Obviously, the whole reason to do this is to get the seed aside, but it's a long ways off. So small pen deed 2. I think the main benefit of chickens is just getting beans, basically. And I think there's a limit to the number of chicken eggs I can buy per day. One thing I did on mobile is I bought 10,000 woad leaves for like 250k because I just don't ever want to think about it. All right, building the other small paddock. I'm gonna have to fill the trough with fruit. I think I can just put eggs in here. Add remove animals. Oh, I see. So I can like sell it before I check the egg. Gotcha. This skips breeding, basically, I think. I don't know how many eggs I'm allowed to put in there. I'll buy some more. Like, this seems like this is the cheap way to go about, like, making a bean profit over time, you know? Interesting, I didn't think about doing this, but I guess I can just deposit these 2 rabbits in my bank, I hope. In case I want to do rabbits again, I don't have to, like, get rid of them to make space here. I'm still blown away by how good and fast the XP is here at these beehives. There's farming 51. All right, something I don't think I understood before is that animals sell for the most when they're adolescents, which I guess doesn't really matter for the big animals I'm working on, like the sheep and eventually the cows. But I think with the chickens, I actively want to like set a timer and try to sell them when they're adolescents, because then they sell for 40 beans each versus 28 if I allow them to become elders. So it's a little too late for me to set that timer now, but I will do that in the future as part of my player-owned farm. Done with my cash. Divination 75. I guess there is some content that I'm able to do now that I'm 70 plus divination, but don't feel compelled to check it out just yet. It just occurred to me that something I didn't do correctly with the Fish Flingers minigame. I think you get 2 tickets per day, but can spend the tickets whenever. I don't think you accrue tickets if you don't talk to this guy, and I certainly did not talk to this guy while I was out of town, which probably was a mistake. Yeah, all right. Well, that was a screw up. Oh well. Upgrading the base camp here. Next objective is to get the higher tier workers. I ended up checking this out when I was on mobile, but I do have access to a couple extra safes. I'm just doing safe cracking here while I wait for my chickens to grow. Once my chickens are grown, I'll sell them, replace them, and then during the next timer, I will go into Broken Home and see if I can finish the speedrun challenge. I feel like safe cracking is a fallback activity. If I need to like burn time while I'm waiting for something like farming, I'll probably just fall back on doing this. I always need the money, probably always need the thieving XP. All right, gonna sell all these adolescent chickens and replace them all with eggs, and I'm just gonna keep doing that for a while. Eventually I'll try to save ones that have interesting traits, I guess, to breed them, but for now I'm just trying to get as many beans as I can. Oh, interesting. I have to advertise for an NPC to sell my chickens to. Okay, well, I guess I'll keep sheep and probably cows. I think I have to wait till tomorrow, though, to be able to sell them. I think I can only sell 12 at a time, so, interesting. All right, well, if I have to wait a whole day to sell my 12 chickens, and I can only sell 12 chickens per day, that changes the plan a little bit. Also, I don't have enough beans to buy more chickens anyway, so I guess I'll just start doing 12 per day. That's fine. All right, I'm going to attempt this Broken Home speedrun. I'm probably going to fail on my first attempt. I'm using the quick guide in the wiki. I think that's the only way for it to even have a chance of being possible. I'm obviously not going to record the whole thing. It seems like I don't get one attempt per week, fortunately. If I fail, I can back out and hit replay to restart it, but I want to get it done before the weekly reset, which is in 2 days, so consider this a thing I need to do in order to be able to play the game. All right, reset my replay progress. Probably am not going to be able to go into OBS to record even if something interesting happens, because taking the time to do that is precious ticks that I'm not spending actually attempting the replay, so I'll just pop in when I'm close to the end to report whether I think I passed or not. Doing okay on time, a little bit worried about health. I think I could screw this up pretty badly depending on what happens in the purple rooms or if I get another ghost to hit me. But time, I'm doing amazing. Okay, use the scroll on the monster. I think we might be safe here. Scroll through this text really fast. I'm really close on health there. I took 1 hit from the ghost, so I won't get hurt this time, presumably. Send the stairs, talk to Linian. I actually did this with like a ton of time left over. I didn't realize, I thought that the 37 minutes was like really, really aggressive or something. There's the dialogue. Congratulations, you completed a bunch of things. I did it with 10 minutes to spare. Okay, I did not need to go as fast as I did. Claim a reward. Completing the second challenge. Rowan has joined you. Pets tab. Completing the time trial challenge. The Asylum Surgeon's Ring. Prevents you from losing adrenaline when using threshold abilities. Okay. My heart was pounding out of my chest over fear of not making the time limit. This is a really good ring, but I have to get to 85 defense to wear it. And that'll probably be the moment that I switch off of Legacy combat mode, since it only matters off Legacy. Really glad I did that on the first try. That means on future weeks I can, like, take my time. Just get the achievements and move along. I think huge XP lamp keeps going on summoning for now. I guess maybe eventually it makes sense to switch to Herblore, but summoning is extra annoying for me to train at the moment, so Just keep doing that. 35 summoning. Alright, I still have to do the Nemi Forest today, but I have to wait for it to get posted. So I'm basically done with my dailies. I guess I still have a monthly to do, the Troll Invasion. Trying to decide if I want to wait to do that until later in the month to maybe squeeze more XP out of it. I want to try to focus on stuff that's going to require brain power from me, because like doing Slayer tasks is ultimately what I want to do right now, but that's no brain power. So I'm going to try to figure out construction contracts. Alright, I'm going to start, I guess you started an estate agent, and I guess I'll figure out what materials I need once I actually get the contract. I want a new contract. Wise Old Man in Draenor. Bookcase, lighting, bookcase, desk. Okay, so I guess the problem is I need to figure out, like, what resources that requires. Alright, this probably isn't the most efficient way to do this. There's probably some banking loop that makes this more efficient, but there's a bank chest, like, right up here. So I'm just going to chop oaks outside the plank maker, turn them into planks, bank them, and I need to calculate how many planks I need to get the plank sack. Probably when I would stop doing it that way. Alright, so the plank box is 50 credits. And I get 2 credits per contract. Wow, that's actually quite brutal. I was expecting it to be a little bit more chill than that, because it looks like you need a shitload of planks for each contract. So maybe that's why they recommend not touching contracts until you're level 60 and can use teaks. I'll still go ahead and do one with oak to see if it's efficient for getting me to 60, because I'll just keep doing it for the points. Oh, apparently there have been serious login issues affecting old school RuneScape all day that are just now affecting RS3, so I might be done for the day, we'll see. Well, I was able to log in on mobile, so I'm just going to keep chopping trees and making oak planks then until I can get back in on the main game. Count if I announce skill level ups happening on mobile on this screen. I just got 48 woodcutting. Alright, servers are back up. So I'm on a bit of a research spiral over here. I'm trying to figure out if there's a better place for me to get bolts of cloth. And it looks like the shop in Fort Forinthry. Forinthry? Whatever. The shop there is really, really good. It has like 300 in stock. So I might want to set that up, but that's going to require me to do a quest, I think, to be able to get in there. So I have to figure that part out. Oh, geez. It looks like I need to do... I should unlock 4 and 3 right now, because it's like the Anachronia base camp, and I need to be like upgrading it constantly, Farmville style. Oh my god. Adding on to the list of dailies. Well, that's fine. It says this is a 6th age quest, which might slightly spoil the story for me. I don't know what to expect. It doesn't have any prerequisites. I kind of already have a sense of what's going to change just from cultural osmosis and playing the game normally and talking to random NPCs and stuff. Like, if you're worried about me being super spoiled, the stuff that I have kind of picked up on is that 1, the player character becomes important in some way, and 2, the gods are more important in some way. That seems to be the main difference between 5th and 6th age stuff. But I guess I'm going to start gathering the materials for this. I have to make some stone wall segments, some regular planks. I'll get back to doing this construction contract once this is done. Oh, damn. So I'm looking at the requirements for the quest here. So I need 20 planks. I need plus 90, 116 planks. 352 limestone bricks. I think I can just buy from Razmire over in Morton, but I got to walk there a bunch of times, so that's going to be annoying. Okay, I'm going to gather the planks for this. Deep into a candy loop here to do this new foundations quest. Alright, I got all the planks I need. I need to get limestone bricks now, so I got to make a lot of trips out to Morton. I think I got enough keys last time. I might try and see if I can get a Flamtier bag, because that would reduce the number of trips I have to do, but who knows if I'll get lucky. Flamtier bag doesn't exist in RS3. Roger. You Google it on the RS3 wiki, it's like, you're looking for content that exists in old school RuneScape, which is kind of nice of them to bother to put that there. Well, this makes it slightly more convenient that I completed Shades of Morton out of order. I mean, I guess I could also mine these. I don't know if mining them is, like, horrible or not. Okay, builder's store. I'm gonna have to do this a bunch of times. I guess I just get the limestone and then cut it, because it's free crafting XP. I guess there's a chance that I'll, like, fail to cut it, but... Oh, it's quite bad crafting XP. Okay. bad enough that it's maybe not worth time spent. All right, I went to all the trouble of bringing this brown key here. Probably gonna get junk with it, but I may as well. I saved the other key in case I ever want to do the other shades, although I think they're completely pointless. I don't know. They have not touched this content, have they? Lock a chest in the Shade Catacombs. Actually, the Amulet of Defense, this is pretty good. I didn't realize they upgraded this. This has got a strength bonus on it and a range bonus and a magic bonus. That's my best in slot amulet at the moment, since the Amulet of Accuracy sucks. Okay, that's cool. You know, I might actually be able to do this faster by mining the bricks. Reasoning being, I don't think I can put limestone in an ore box. I guess I can bring it and try. But there's a deposit box just south of the limestone quarry in Silvaria because of Broken Home. So maybe I'll try this after this run. I'm guessing it's probably a comparable time sink because, you know, I gotta actually mine everything instead of just buying it all from a shop, but this is also like a ridiculously long run. I can't resist the crafting XP, so I am still cutting these. There's crafting 28. Looks like the chance to fail to carve these like becomes 0 at level 40 crafting, so just to make the candy loop deeper, I might pop over to my bank and see if I can quickly power level crafting with any of the junk I'm currently sitting on. Probably have a boatload of uncut gems from those regular geodes. I didn't open all my geodes from my Chicago trip AFK mining grind, so we'll do that now, and then I'll just cut all of them, I guess. Another thing I have to do in the relatively short term, because I am approaching 80 divination, which is going to be my kickoff to finish getting 80 smithing, 80 crafting. I need to get a gem bag from dungeoneering, which I don't think requires too much dungeoneering. It's one of the cheaper unlocks. But that should make crafting training quite a bit easier. I got 441 sedimentary geodes and I guess 30 igneous geodes. So here we go. I'm just going to pound through these really fast. All right. Finish opening up all those geodes. It's a good number of gems. I'm just going to cut all these and see what it does for me. Holy crap. I feel like the cut speed in RS3 is like twice as fast as OSRS. There we go. Crafting 29. Crafting 30 is pretty quick. There it is, 31. Need 34 to cut the rubies, so I guess I'll work through the spider silk real fast. Can I make... Alright, the wand requires logs. What gives the most XP? Probably the chest piece? But the chest piece uses multiple silk per craft, so what's the most XP per silk? Oh cool, it's not variable, so I just want to use the thing that uses the most silk. Go as fast as possible, I see. Crafting 32. I can do carapace crafting now. That's kind of cool. Do 1 gloves. I think that's actually an upgrade for ranged. And I'll make the rest of them into boots, I guess. The XP from carapace equipment is kind of garbage. I'm definitely not going to hit 40 for my banked materials. Going through my opals. 33 crafting. 34 crafting. I think that means I can do rubies now. Yeah. Not a lot of extra XP, but... be nice for when I get around to gemstone mining. Actually, it's a lot of XP, wow. Squeezing out 36 or 35 crafting and I'll stop there. I'll wait to cut these until I have a higher level. This is an achievement for mining this, but it's like surprisingly slow. I thought I'd get a big bonus for being such a high level mining and having a nice pickaxe, but do not go in the ore box, okay. Actually, the XP rate's not too bad, especially compared to OSRS. This is comparable to the mining XP I get from each runite ore swing, so I guess I'll just stay here and I'll cut them once they're full and then go deposit at the bank deposit box until I have enough. Probably brought this up in the slideshow about my Chicago trip, but I am getting gemstone golem fragments now because of being above level 70 mining. I think this is a skill that's slow enough that I might conceivably be able to actually build this outfit before hitting 99, but it seems like some skills like thieving is just so fast. I don't think I'm gonna get anywhere near enough fragments. I'll already be 99 by the time I can make it. All right, mining the limestone has been relatively chill. I need 1 more inventory of 28 and then I'll go do this new foundations quest. All right, about to start new foundations. I think I need combat gear, question mark? Oh, a brief combat encounter. Okay, yeah, I'll just bring some gear. Oh, that's what this thing is. New foundations. Little teleport thing outside this door. Listen in. Hey, no voice acting. It's cursed. Pop in. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me. That guy. Not helpful, my dear. Accept quest.
A threat looms over the three Saradominist kingdoms. We have suffered through famine and war.
Saradominist? Is it
We need
Saradomin?
time to recover and rebuild. But in the wilderness beyond the northern border, Zamorakian forces ready for the attack. The kingdom of Mistalin stands at the forefront. The other kingdoms can offer little aid. We are not prepared to fight another war. Even the city of Varrock is vulnerable.
Heard the voice acting say
We must do
Varrock
what we
and
can to
Varrock.
protect the undefended lands to the south. In the near wilderness is a site of strategic importance, a vale that has seen countless battles. Claim this place, establish a fortification there, and be ready for the retaliation when it comes.
This cutscene format's
Do this,
fine.
and we will declare your domain a new duchy of the kingdom.
Oh, I get to be a
Rule
duke?
over it in our name as a peer of the realm.
I don't know if I like that. I mean, I guess you're like, you know, the ruler of Miscellanea or whatever, but got it. I think the main character, like the player character being this like really important person, works in exactly one game, and to me that's Final Fantasy XIV because it like feels like a Final Fantasy game. I hate it in virtually every other MMO I've encountered it in, which is almost all of them, right? You're always the most important person in the world. And it just feels silly when you're running around a bunch of other people who are also simultaneously the most important person in the world, you know? It's not like a super deal breaker for me. I'm still going to enjoy it, but I kind of like the tone of old school where you're just like some guy or some gal. Overrun with zombies. Okay, that's my warning that I'm about to do combat, I guess. Just fight them then? Hey folks, Future Marstead here, just a quick heads up. So in general, the sound in RS3 is kind of messed up, like the balance of music versus ambient versus voice versus sound effects is all over the place. Very frequently I have the problem where I can't hear things coming from the game in my own headphones with the volume maxed out. I bring this up because going into Fort 4 and 3 here, this is like some of the most recently added content to the game at time of recording. And there's an additional loudness war issue, if you're familiar with that problem in the recording industry, where everything in content that's been produced fairly recently is a much higher base decibel level than the rest of the music in the game. I bring this up to warn you that the music in Fort 4 and 3 is significantly louder than any of the music you've heard so far. You should still be able to hear me fine, but it's going to be a little annoying whenever I move in and out of that content. It's not something that I can realistically like adjust on the fly. It's just that's the experience of playing RS3. You go to new content and it's way louder. Guess so. Plan now is to stay on Legacy Combat until I get access to either some ability that really makes a gigantic mechanical difference or some piece of equipment that interacts with adrenaline in some way, like that ring. Because otherwise it seems like the hassle of trying to optimize Revolution is not worth it. Since I can't just like plug my abilities into a calculator and get the way they should be laid out until I'm like arbitrarily high level in all of the combat stats. Oh, there's an NPC here. Hello. What's up? Got zombie juice on your face. It's calling me hired muscle. That's nice. Claim this duchy as my own. People of Mistlin are in danger. Someone has to protect them. Are you with me, Bill? It's just a pile of rubble. We can do it, Bill. You and me. Wood and stone and a workshop. Come and speak to me when you're ready. Okay, so I guess the place is already updated. Oh, is he like over here? By the bank chest, possibly? Wow, there's already a ton of stuff here. I don't know where Bill is. There he is. Hey, Bill. How do we build a workshop? Brought my old sawmill. It's a workbench for frames. Frames to make anything here. You make them out of planks. Plenty of trees. Oh yeah, limestone quarry in Silvaria. Okay. Start blueprint, wooden frame, 6 stone wall segments. But I have to make it from not this thing. There's a sawmill, he said? Where? Oh, over here, woodworking bench. Process planks. Does that actually let me make planks, or? That's pretty crazy. That's like right next to a bank chest. I could just bank logs from now on and do all my plank processing for free here, if I'm understanding that right. It's kind of nuts. You get these golden cape shards. I'm just destroying them whenever they drop. That gives me construction XP for doing all of this. That's kind of cool. Need 8 wooden frames. Okay, so that's a lot of planks. Got it. All right, I made the items for building the workshop. So I assume this is all time gated. That's why I'm doing it so early. You actually need to build the thing, interact with the hotspots. The optimal hotspot sparkles. You get more experience. Okay, it's not just faster, I guess. Oh, this is pretty cool. I wonder if they made this as like, because I've heard that the player-owned house in RS3 is kind of useless. If this is like an alternative to the player-owned house, they didn't really want to mess around with the spaghetti code, then this seems fine to me. Also potentially a construction training. So far, no spoilers in the storyline, and actually the whole I'm a special hero thing didn't really come up other than the fact that they're making me a duke, but King Roll didn't like go, oh my god, it's you, the superhero who I've never met before in this timeline because you haven't done the previous quest yet. Which is what I was worried about. Oh good, you can get strange rocks here. I need to start thinking if I want to use strange rocks to replace scaffolding. I feel like I want to go out of my way to get them, you know? It's kind of like a less horrible version of that Jack of Trades aura that I'm absolutely not going to be dealing with. I got both of my strange rocks. Okay, that's nice and convenient. Hey, finished building. 45 construction. Not bad. All right, talk to Bill. What's next? Unfortified. That's why I need all the rocks, okay. Need walls and more staff. Okay. I have a feeling that this is going to be your true, like, garrison style content. Blue Moon Inn. Okay. Oh, Aster's outside. I see. What's up? Aster Dunette. Bill sent me. Sawmill Bill? Oh, I guess is he the sawmill guy outside Varrock and they changed it? I guess that location is where the sawmill is, isn't it? Need a steward to run the fort. When can you start? Key roles we need to fill. Need an overseer. Okay. Civ. I don't know where that is, actually. Oh, Gunner's Run is the name of Barbarian Village. I guess that probably makes sense that they wouldn't call their own village Barbarian Village. Okay. Then I go to Barbarian Village real quick. Overseer Civ. Trade route between the Frementic province. Aster Dunnet recommends you. There's a name I haven't heard in a while. What do you need me to do? Run logistics for my fort. Working on building it. Thanks. I like you, kid. Morale will be a problem. You need a priest. Know any good priests? Good priests? No. Priests, yes. Drainer village. Okay. I couldn't find Father Flint, but it's because someone's training fire making the old way. Hi there. I'm... Cast off your shackles. Bad day? I do live in the shadow of a vampire mansion. What do you want with me? Manage my fort. It's in the wilderness. Go on. It's cursed, haunted by ghosts. Many cruel betrayals. It's funny. Head back to the fort now. Okay, got it. Alright, talking to Bill again. What's up? Steward, overseer, and a priest. Get on the walls. Check the blueprint table for the materials you need and start building. Okay. Oh, I need one for each wall section. Oh, that's gonna take a minute. Okay. Let me do the ones that require planks, I guess. I need 20 planks. I kind of like that they make you build this whole thing and it's like a huge project. It'll make it feel more like you actually own the place instead of just like coming into just like acquiring it. This is a neat construction concept. I've been thinking as I play this, like what are ideas in RS3 that you could port into old school with, you know, relatively minor adjustments. Probably not okay to have a bank chest that close to a sawmill. That would be broken. Yeah, this is probably gonna take a really long time. I might not even be able to finish before I have to wrap up for stream. So I'm not gonna get to do any Slayer training today, combat training. But I like that they make this a big project. That feels cool. Hey, that looks pretty nice. This will be cool to finish building. I'm gonna do the gates first to get rid of all these planks. Is that going to be an actual way to get in here from the wilderness? That's nice. I tried running in here earlier when I was doing the wilderness diary. I had to flip the switches. Could not get in here. Construction 46. Ooh, it might get to close to 60 from doing this, which was the objective. The only reason I'm doing this, we're this deep into the candy loop because I need construction 60 to build a large pen for the player-owned farm. Construction 47 west wall is built. Got a bunch more walls to build and ways to go. Alright, east wall's done. I need to pop over to Nemi Forest really quick. They just posted the map for it. Farming 52. Construction 48. This is really good construction XP. There's no prerequisites for this quest, so I wonder what level you would get to if you came straight here with a fresh account. I just looked it up and the XP is, it's flat. It doesn't scale with your level or anything. So I feel like if you did this before anything else, you would get an insane construction level right off the bat. Yeah, just the one wall segment would be enough to get you to like 18 construction. Wow. Construction 49. Almost certainly not gonna be able to finish this before I have to sign off. Interesting they play the title screen music here, or maybe they changed the title screen music to match this because this is relatively new content, I think. Construction 50. Alright, I'm most of the way done. I got 3 more corner walls to build here. I guess when I come back, I'm gonna have to do dailies, so I'll probably abscond to do those and then finish up the quest and see what all I can do in the fort. 49 prayer. 25 dungeoneering. Alright, selling all my chickens here. Except for one had a decent trait on it. 136 beans, that's pretty good. I think that's all I can sell to her today. We'll need to pick up animals can breed in pens. I think that's going to make this a lot faster. But I went ahead and got another 11 chickens, sold my chickens, made a small beans profit. I've got a timer running to come back. Farming, 53. Really just blown away at how good of XP this is. I'm sure it slows down a bit. Had a thing pop up about some roots appearing near my feet, and I had to Google it, like what the hell is that? And I guess it's something called an evil tree, which is, wouldn't you guess it, another daily. I think I see it out here, an evil yew tree. Now I don't have a level to chop a yew tree yet, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Guessing I fight it using hatchet. You need 60 wood cutting, okay. All right, I'm almost done with my dailies. Just got like another Gothic's cache and wait for my chickens to hatch. I'm going to continue with the Fort Forinthry New Foundations quest. And I think there's another quest that's unfortunately mostly filled with old school prerequisites and I'm going to have to do out of order. This is the one to get the meat shop in Uglog. I think buying that out early and often is going to be really important. Alright, back on the New Foundations quest. I think I'll probably get one more construction level out of this, so we'll get to 51. There's 51 construction. I got one more wall to build here. Looks really nice when it's built. Alright, that is the last wall. Very nice. Looks great, I think. Let's go see what's... I have no idea what's after that. Oh, the dude just straight up sells limestone bricks now. Okay, well, now I know. Alright, what's the next step, Bill? Walls are complete. Glorious. Active volcano in the distance is nothing to worry about. It's got character. What should we call you? Duke, Duchess, or Ducks? Interesting. Right. Very alliterative. Neat. Alright, New Foundations is one of the newest quests added to the game. I think it was added in like February of 2023. The basic idea is that King Rold wants to build a fortification on the border with the wilderness. And because in RS3 you are super important, instead of just being some guy or some gal, you're awarded a duchy. So as a duke, you're instructed by King Rold to go build your fort on the edge of the wilderness. The fort effectively replaces the lumberyard that's in old school RuneScape, and Bill, the NPC who used to run the lumberyard, is the one that helps you with building everything in the fort. You also go around the game world and recruit some NPCs, some of whom I assume were featured in other quests that I haven't done yet, but they come into your fort to help you manage it, basically. Alright, and I have a totally unrelated tangent to go on, so there's another time code in the description if you want to skip this tangent. The quest is primarily a tutorial for this new construction training method, which is quite a bit more AFK than what you do in a POH. The introduction of Fort Forinthry here totally undermines a bunch of other content. It undermines buying planks with money, because now you can make your own planks. It's free, it costs a little bit of time, but it also gives you a small amount of construction XP. This quest has 0 requirements, despite being like one of the latest stories in the overall game timeline, and it's the kind of thing where I wish that this one just had a million prerequisites that you had to do like literally every other quest in the game, or at least do all of the 5th age quests before being able to build this, because it wouldn't be as insane of an upgrade if it was something that was locked behind, you know, several layers of Grandmaster quests. This is part of an ongoing issue with RS3 that you'll likely hear me talk about a lot later, that for whatever reason Jagex sees RS3 as their like draw in new players game, and so they don't design quest prerequisites based on what would make sense in the story or what would make sense in the universe. They design them to try to draw in new players for onboarding, and it's like completely bizarre to me. You look at a game like old school RuneScape, where the majority of the new content that gets added to that game requires a really hefty investment to get to. Like outside of leagues, they changed the icon in the App Store for old school RuneScape when they released Desert Treasure 2, and no new player who sees the pretty purple icon for Desert Treasure 2 is going to do Desert Treasure 2 for probably like 700 hours, right? But I guess Jagex Corporate has a bigger hand in the pie when it comes to RS3. I personally don't buy that making these new quests have 0 prerequisites really does anything for player onboarding or retention. Like, I don't like that World of Warcraft lets you start with a max level character in the final expansion, but at the same time, I understand why World of Warcraft does that, because I feel like that would actually affect retention. And definitely onboarding, because World of Warcraft really has that you should play with your friends aspect to it. But RuneScape, as I've argued at length, is essentially a massively single-player game. And I would hazard that the vast, vast, vast majority of new players who check out either RuneScape game spend the majority of their time dicking around, skilling randomly, don't have the, like, wiki savvy to know to rush the new Fort Forinthry quest that just went into the game, right? Like, I represent probably a vanishing minority of new players who would seek out and attempt this content early. But I'm not Jagex. I don't have their internal data. I would be suspicious of their internal data that they're kind of creating their own phenomenon, right? My preference would be that you literally wouldn't be able to do a single 6th age quest without doing every 5th age quest in the game. And yeah, that's an insane tall order, but that would make the game more satisfying to me. Apparently, the quest The World Wakes has an insane number of crucial core unlocks, and it has no requirements. You can just do it as a brand new account before you do literally anything else, and I kind of hate that. Anyway, thank you for coming to my rant. The situation's obviously more nuanced than I've made it out to be, and we'll talk about it a bunch in the future. Back to the playthrough. Just the big reward for that quest is the enormous amount of construction XP you get for it. So I mostly did that because I noticed that this guy now trades stuff I'm going to need for construction contracts, namely the bolts of cloth, but also because I think it contains dailies of some kind. I don't know what all I can do now that this is built without triggering the next quest. I'm going to definitely try to build the lodestone if it'll let me. Oh, maybe that's going to be at the blueprint table, right? Let's see. This might be less like a garrison like I thought it was, and more like just a big, construction project. Like I was saying, that it's kind of this game's replacement for the POH, since the POH sucks in RS3. There's town halls, okay. Chapel, command center. Oh, there's a drop-down option here that just contains the lodestone. Okay, and it's 10 limestone bricks. I will just buy those from him really quick. That seems fine. Start blueprint. That'll make it convenient to come back here. And then I guess I'll just keep working on building stuff here, right? Like, I think it makes sense. I don't know what all the buildings here do. I know that from some discussions in Discord that the prayer building is potentially pretty good prayer offering XP compared to the wilderness altar, because it can like save bones the way the chaos altar works in old school. But I think doing that requires burning herbs, which sounds horrible. So probably not going to prioritize that early, but since I want to get to 60 construction anyway, I guess I may as well just start doing it via building stuff over here. I mean, why not? All right, lodestone has been built. Excellent. Interesting that this guy sells regular logs, which I can then turn into planks, which presumably cost the same amount. Okay. Right, because I can then just do that on the sawmill. So it's free, but it costs time and gives a very small amount of construction XP. I see. All right, building these buildings is fairly expensive, so I should try to figure out what everything does. Unfortunately, this doesn't tell you at all. So I'm gonna read through the wiki for a little bit here. Oh, incredible. The town hall adds rested experience. Not a system I completely hate. It's part of the, what led to dailies and things that I don't like in World of Warcraft, but I guess I can start working on that. All right, so the chapel seems like it's pointless for me to build until I have 95 construction. That's when the altar becomes worth using over the wilderness altar. The command center is kind of interesting. It's a localized place to do all of your management, so you can do like Anachronia base camp stuff. I guess Miscellanea eventually once you unlock that. That seems pretty good. Probably work on that after this rested XP thing. This is supposed to be like an uber skilling area. There's like an anvil and a forge, although I think it's a waste to do any smithing not in the artisan's workshop. An inventor's workbench that I can't do shit with, obviously. There's a kitchen that I don't think I need that just gives me a central place to cook stuff. and gives me a reduced burn chance, kind of like the Hesidious range. It's maybe worth doing. I don't know. I'm not as like blown away by the kitchen. Apparently I need a like shitload of regular logs, which I feel like I am personally built for this because of my chunk account where I have to chop thousands and thousands of regular trees. I don't think that there's a better way for me to get planks, honestly. Try to find a place that's better for regular trees in terms of its like proximity to a bank, because I usually end up fletching those regular logs on the chunk account. Could also pick up, there's planks you can pick up outside Barbarian Outposts, assuming they didn't move them in RS3. Okay, so the guardhouse is completely insane. It gives you a damage bonus on Slayer tasks. Holy shit. Well, I need to build that. Where's teak? I have to do a quest. Okay, I guess that's fine. I can do... I also have to do the quest that unlocks the kitchen. Do I have to have other buildings? Okay, I have to build the town hall, the command center, the workshop, and the chapel before I can do the quest. That's all fine. I'm completely fine with that. Candy Loop is getting deep, y'all. Getting real deep. Still want to do Slayer. I guess this place isn't as much of a daily as I thought it was, so... But I think it's still helpful to have it unlocked now. I have so much muscle memory from my chunk account, from manually chopping trees and immediately cutting them to arrow shafts. I keep stopping myself from doing it. All right, took a minute, but I was able to get enough resources to make the town hall. I'm gonna do that first here. My chicken timer just went off, so I gotta go do that really quick. Hold on. All right, Henrietta is done with chickens for today, apparently. Try to keep an eye on this. I might be able to do some of these. Problem with these contracts is the seeds, really. Right, there's the town hall. Alright, so the main effect is I get this rested XP. I haven't had enough rest. Accumulate while logged out or while gaining experience in the fort. Okay. Which I guess would count for when I get like construction XP. I have to also build the command center. I guess I have to build the chapel for the quest, so I'll do the command center first. The command center uses oaks, which I guess I just got all those oak planks. I may as well use them for this, why not? Probably end up getting to 60 construction by the end of all this and use teaks for the construction contracts. And the construction level, 52. Looks like you get extra construction XP. I should have done this first, but I didn't see it. The tier 2 workshop, which I would be able to build, gives you bonus construction XP for building hotspots here, which it sounds like there's a finite amount of that even available, so I need way more teak logs, so I'm gonna go chop some, I guess Castle Wars is the place to go. I feel like I just want to max this out as far as I can take it with my current construction level. It's going to get me a decent amount of construction XP. It'll get me closer to 60. It's XP that's more relevant now when I'm a lower level. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rested XP. I guess throw it on summoning or something. Ah, jeez, it's literally just the one teak tree. There's at least 2 here, I thought, in OSRS. This is good because I need woodcutting levels anyway for the quest that I need to do in order to unlock the food shop. That's a very necessary shopscape daily. It's woodcutting 49, I think 9 levels to go. Got something called a special teak log. Figure out what that is. 2% chance when cutting teak trees. Talk to Bill in the workshop. Sell them for 1,300 coins, or exchange 2 of them as a payment to convert all regular teak logs in your backpack into teak planks for free. Okay, I think I understand the point of this. I think the point of this is to reward players who are chopping their own trees for construction training, as opposed to buying them, which is kind of a neat idea. I feel like that could probably fit in old school without too many modifications. The wiki says that they originally announced that the special log would just be able to be converted directly into a refined teak plank, which would be an amazing drop. It's effectively the equivalent of 4 teak logs. But it looks like that never actually went through. I guess I'll just save them for whenever that gets patched, assuming it gets patched. I don't know how recent the port 4 and 3 stuff was added. Oh shit, it was added this February. Okay, it's pretty new. Done with the cache. I'm not even getting a level up from 2 caches now, so it's definitely slowing way down. 50 wood cutting, 8 more levels to go for that quest requirement I was talking about. Alright, starting with the tier 2 workshop. This is probably going to be where I'm going to be living for a little while as I build all these upgrades. Hey, there's construction 53. Alright, the tier 2 workshop is done. Slightly more construction XP. It probably won't actually matter and probably wasn't worth the time for me to set up. Quickly rounded up enough Asgardian seeds here via the shop and pickpocketing the master farmer to turn in for whatever this beginner contract thing is. I don't know if these are worth doing. It seems like getting high rep here lets you increase the number of animals you can sell per day, which seems pretty valuable. Like, I don't need 250 air runes. That's not very good, but... And an easy request. Okay, it gives you a shitload of farming reputation. Got it. Kinda worth it. Good to know. Alright, building the command center first, I think. On it. There's construction 54. Alright, command center's built, which I don't think I can do too much with other than Anachronia management right now, but this is still pretty nice. Like, I can reassign workers. I think I get some extra workers for getting the tier 2 camp, which would be pretty nice. Yeah, this saves me a little bit of hassle. It's a bit closer of a walk, I guess. And I guess the rest of this will make more sense once I do player-owned ports and actually unlock Miscellanea and all this other stuff. Then I have to do the chapel to unlock the quests. I have to chop a bunch of oak logs to do the chapel, so I will do that in a bit. Alright, I'm down here in my Candy Loop rabbit hole, very, very deep, gathering oak logs for upgrading the fort. And eventually I'm going to go back to Teak over by Castle Wars. But that Teak is so far away from a bank that maybe now time for me to finally try to understand porters. This is not the best time for me to try to understand porters because there's an event going on, the stupid Golden Cape event that I keep having to throw out shards from, that I guess gives you unlimited porter charges. Oh, God. I would feel so compelled, like, to only do gathering activities or, like, do AFK archaeology if I opted into that. It seems like I'm able to opt out of it. I tried talking to the wise old man at the Grand Exchange, but he didn't mention anything about it. So it might only be available to you if you've actually actively participated in the event, which I definitely have not. But I need to try a porter, I guess, is the point I'm getting at, because I'm going to go out to the teak tree, and I want to make the best out of my long trips there. I need to get like 1,000 or something teak logs total in order to build everything that I want to build. So after I get the oak that I need here, I don't need a porter here because it's literally right next to the bank. But after I get my oak together, I'm going to try to figure out how a porter works and make one and equip one and all that fun stuff. It seems like porters are the one valuable service of the divination skill. Everything else, even like the divine herb patches, are kind of weak and, you know, kind of a frustrating daily. But as far as I can tell, porters are not a daily, and you can just make them, you know, depending on how many necklaces you have and how much energy you have. And I can't say for sure, but it seems like you could just make whatever the highest level porter you have access to is, which in my case is a porter level 4 using Paramja energy and an emerald necklace, which I don't have very many of. I might have to further power level my crafting, which might send me further down the rabbit hole because I need to do dungeoneering to get the gem bag so I could level crafting. I'm probably going to want to end up making a boatload of porters. Not for this grind, I'll just make what I can with the stuff I have access to. But before I do that, I think I'm going to want to get access to concentrated gold rocks, which is level 80 mining, which I didn't quite get from my Chicago trip grind. Lets you get gold 5 times as fast, which would be really convenient for making emerald necklaces. I don't think I need that many though, so I'm not going to worry about like grinding out 80 mining right now. The rabbit hole doesn't need to go that deep. All right, making the chapel now, and then I should be able to start the next quest. I just realized that these quests are the 3 most recent quests, which I guess is fine. It helps that they're not connected to anything else, it seems like. Construction 55. If I do all these quests, this might get me to 60. That was the original goal here, folks. I was trying to get to 60 construction. So I could raise cows in the player-owned farm. And the only reason I'm doing that is that I'm trying... before I start really focusing on quests and release order, I want everything that's conceivably time gated to be done, right? Or able to be done at close to maximum efficiency. And it just turns out there's a lot of shit you have to do to make that happen. And there's some of those things that I'm just gonna have to leave on the back burner. Like I think there's a couple time gated things that just require so many skill levels and so many other quests that I'm gonna have to wait, just because it would take too much to focus them now. Chapel's almost built here. I've noticed that this like buff sometimes gets screwed up, and I don't exactly know why. All right, customize, probably not necessary. Oh, okay, whatever, I don't care. All the basic buildings have been built, so I just have to do the kitchen and the guardhouse now, but that requires the 2 quests. All right, the next quest requires some combat, so I'm grabbing some melee equipment. I think I just talked to Bill? Is that active? Oh, speak to Aster. Okay, fine. Talk about murder on the border. Urgent request from the king. Accept quest. Must be important. Banquet. Ah, okay. Have you met the other dukes? I mean, yeah. Wonder if there's custom dialogue if I've done the quest with them. Prepared for backstabbing. Sarcastic jabs. Passive-aggressive remarks. Bear that in mind. Oops, I didn't mean to skip that. We're in Arduin. Sure, it will be fine. Start a kitchen, recruit a building manager, and gather supplies. Speak with Bill. But I have to get a town hall level 2, it sounds like, maybe? Oh no, it connects to the town hall, I see. Okay. Talk about murder on the border. I mean, your grace. I don't like being special. Blueprints for a kitchen. Look at the table and see what you think. Thanks, Bill. Okay. So the kitchen here, and I need 6 oak frames and 6 stone wall segments, which I might already have. Yeah, nice. Excellent. Thought I did some extra oak gathering. Kitchen tier 1. Build that. All right, kitchen's built. I'm gonna go back and talk to Bill again. I don't know if I then have to go talk to Aster. Looks like it's Aster. Talk about murder on the border. Bianca works for Varrock Palace. Sounds good to me. Meat of dubious origin. Meet by the gates and ready to greet our guests. Okay. Okay, this little thing means enter an instance. Got it. We don't have to spawn the NPC twice. Beast to die for. King rolled. Done. Welcome. Skip the pleasantries. You should talk about the lax security. Beset by cultists less than a mile from your gates. Okay, so that's going to set us up for the guardhouse. Concerned about these cultists targeting the banquet? Like to see them try. You know y'all have dark wizards right outside Varrock. Royal wine taster. Iris Ruthven. Attending on behalf of Duke Horatio. Oh god. Bianca, presumably. wonder if that's a reference to a quest I haven't done. For some reason the like gamma got way turned down for this. It's darker. Coal horse. Rodney Midas. Princess? Yes, yes, I don't need to hear this spiel. Duke of Edgeville. Oh, nice. Rodney. Cool. Duchess Hyatt of Lumford. Tired Knight. Interesting that they got really into voice acting for a while and then just were like, no, we're not going to do that anymore. It's too expensive. Not worth it. I'm surrounded by idiots. We've got this. Don't mess it up. Don't fuck it up is what they wanted to say there. Alright, talking to the guests here. Let's see. Rodney. You've been hanging out with Rodney. Hollyhock, isn't it incredibly poisonous? Supportive barking from Princess. Second wife taught me. Oh, nice. Learning a lot about Rodney over here. I think we said Astro is non-binary as well. Run off to the kitchen. Group spoken to. 1 out of 3. Talk to Simon. King and Queen are above us on the balcony. Alright, talking to Rold. Oh, interesting. Rodney and Elamaria used to date. Interesting that she comes instead of Horatio. I wonder what that's all about. Duchess Alba is next, I think. Getting too old for this. Wait, what? Can I pet Princess? Boo. Old school does it better. Alright, horse. Edgeville Duke. Extra garlic. Just make him the dish. How's the banquet coming? Call the guests to the table. Guests to the table, yes. A wayward sneeze would topple it. I guess this dog is the one in the like little pop-up when you log in. Doing the best I can. This is awful. Oh, I like they've got the swordfish. That's a nice touch. And like the pies. Tale to share with us. I have a few. I've only done like 10 quests though. Something about Broken Home. Uh-oh. Worried barking. Hopefully he didn't actually die. He's dead. Bottom of this. Murder on the border. This wasn't a natural death. First husband was a mortician. Attack on the Duke of Mistland is an attack on the kingdom itself. Nobody leaves until we know who or what we're dealing with. You have until sunrise to discover the perpetrator's identity. Okay. Do not fail us. Got it. Okay. Mystery novels can be put to practical use. Glad I have your support. Suspects or guests have disseminated throughout the fort. Took some convincing. Interrogate carries strong connotations. Deem questioning appropriate. Search for clues and interrogate. I happen to possess a mystery journal. Awesome. Thank you. Well, that's cool. Aster bothers to put pronouns people in the journal. Aster uses they, them. Rodney, he, him, or they. Princess. She seems to be a good girl, but is there evil hidden inside? Amazing. Investigating the Duke's meal. Okay, so nothing I can do with that, it seems like. Duke's skin is discolored, lips are blue and cracked. Guessing that doesn't count as evidence, right? Dagger. So is there a chance to do murder mystery again? Amon-Ra. Got the range. Sink. Nut roast. King rolled has a severe nut allergy. We should investigate. Ah, excellent. Take everything. Is that what the range is for? I see. Poison detection potion. For a place I can get vials here. Probably later, once I get to the poison stage. Talking to Simon. Oh, link a clue to Simon. That's interesting. Notice anything suspicious? Yeah, no. The Edgeville Duke had his own meal. Royal wine taster. Test the king's food. Not checking the food as well defeats the purpose, right? What's it like working for the king and queen? That's all for now. Half-buried box back here. Clue 2 out of 8. Excellent. Oh, it's kind of cool that they use all the buildings you built. Talk to King Rolled. Notice anything suspicious. Deathly allergic to nuts. Heavy-handed with the garlic. Quite the difficult man. Thank you for your time. Praying to Sarah Delman for guidance. Interesting. That's all for now. I like doing these quests without a guide. You must find the foul cretin who murdered the Duke. Cast them into the fiery pits of depravity from whence they came. Okay. Bianca. Someone died eating a meal I prepared. It's terrible. You notice anything suspicious? The dog was there, but I doubt she was responsible, unless... Afraid of differences. Aw. That's all for now. Lose from that. Talking to Alba. Revolver. You notice anything suspicious? No. He's great. Mumford. Okay. Miniature hand cannon of dwarven design. Interesting. I guess there's cannonballs, right? So that would make sense. Davaberry. You'll leave the smoking gun where you found it. Maybe it'll be relevant later. That's funny. Queen Elmaria. Rodney goes through spouses as quickly as I go through undergarments. Thank you. You seem calm. My reasons are my own. Thanks. Check on the walls here if there's anything. No, I guess not. Okay. Talk to Princess. Sad barking. Conspiratorial barking. Need a dog speak amulet. Notice anything suspicious? Yes, the Duke of Edgefield died. She's funny. About her horoscope. About the Adlard family? Just like the color red. I think she would be improved with the voice acting. Usually it's like, I feel like this voice acting is unnecessary, but she's definitely supposed to be like a valley girl. Why was Duke Horatio unable to attend? Terrible cake-related incident. Most of my interrogations are not producing clues right now. Murder's common at these sorts of things. Rodney. come across the most lovable man. Complicated person. Previous marriages. You could say that. Why would I harm the ones I love? My first wife was a witch. She was irreversibly transformed into a duck. Somewhat limits her curse-inflicting capabilities. Okay. I want to leave the instance. Strange satchel. How to poison dummies for dummies. Find who this belongs to. Okay. Alright, so I think I've talked to everyone and fully explored the place. So everything else must involve linking clues to get more clues that follow up. So let me look in my journal. I need to do the poison test. Nut roast. How to poison dummies for dummies. And there's link clues. Okay. Expensive jewelry. Nut roast. Page run out of the book. Okay. Can talk to B or Elmaria, so I can try that. Link a clue. Stolen jewelry. Where'd you get this? Okay, so Link just has you talk to them about that clue. That's kind of an interesting mechanic. I like having a little book for it. One responsible for placing the box there. When it's scattered near the road. She mentioned times being tough. Doesn't bother me. Okay. So it's a matter of linking each clue. Alright, so I have to try, I guess, the nut roast. It's rolled as like deathly allergic, right? Get that away from me. Do dialogue for each evidence piece. May as well talk to them about each thing. The wine taster is waffling on about this book. Oh. Hey, what's up, Simon? Where'd you find this? You must be aware of how suspicious a book appears. Okay, that makes sense. Page torn out. I have most of it memorized. Oh, is this our new clue? Sweet. Create a base potion consisting of unicorn horn dust, starflower, and I can't remember every detail. We made vials. Okay. Got it. And I have the meat, hollyhock, and the spices. It's cool that you have to use the kitchen you built for the quest. That's smart. Make a bunch of these to do testing. Let's do this one first. Range spices. Pour a small amount of the potion on the substance you suspect has been poisoned. Okay, so that means I need to get those things out of the supply cupboard again. So we go hollyhock, Hollyhock leaves do, it would seem, contain traces of poisonous hollyhock. Funny. Okay, nothing happens on the meat. Maybe there would be like a unique interaction. There must be something else here. Maybe the nut roast. Even a finished poison detection poison. Doesn't seem to work on the nut roast. I love the nice try. Is there like wine somewhere that I can check maybe? You won't be able to fit all that in due course. There's one of the nut roasts that Duchess Hyatt brought. Try talking to her. I haven't had much. This is the revolver. It didn't actually list that as a clue, so we probably don't need it. There's a nut roast you brought. It's worth every nutty bite. Petty old woman. Okay. All the clues have been linked, right? Okay, I can replay these. Petty and vindictive old fart. Supposed to be served to the king. Let's discuss this later. Oh, right. I need to use this poison because we think it's the Duke's meal, right? I forgot that he had an entry here. Here we go. So, hollyhock. We think it was the meat, right? It's bubbling. Poison using hollyhock. Discuss our findings in private. Head to the roof of the town hall. Okay. All right, what's up? Yeah, I like this quest better than Murder Mystery. Murder Mystery is very silly. I guess it's supposed to be randomized, but it doesn't really, like, close out in a satisfying way. Murder Mystery has some cool interactions. An assassin? Oh my goodness. This guy's supposed to, like, scale to my level or something. Dressed like a Varrock guard, so that's not good. Search the assassin. Aster's fine. Unharmed. Just like that scene in Mute Witness. The Duke is on to me. We can't let them know I poisoned the Duke. Not while our work is unfinished. Wait till they're isolated from the rest of the group. It's either dealt with. I'll open the gates. Need the steward alive. Okay, cool. Oh shit, what the hell? Oh hey, Simon's dead. Dark beasts. That's crazy. What happened here? No, what happened here? Who writes this shit? Yay, Elamaria saved the day. Concerned barking. Talk about the assassin. New guards unaccounted for. Though given the frequency at which stewards are responsible for crimes and fiction, I understand the suspicion. Okay, sounds good. Oh, phase 2, new clues. Interesting. Inspect Dark Beast. Good job, Elamaria. Clearly she has a high Slayer level to be able to kill Dark Beasts. I like the whole Elamaria as a ex-adventurer thing. Wonder if they changed Garden of Tranquility at all. Oh, different kind of lead pipe. Talk about the Dark Beasts. Old tricks from my monster hunting days. So she does have a high Slayer level. King rolled. Who could have opened the gate? Iris, accompanied by an animal. Combat skills are lacking. Hell yeah. Candlestick. What makes candles tick? The candlestick does not respond. In fact, it treats you with silent contempt. This game has a great sense of humor. Quests are really good. I feel like that's one of the big draws of RS3. I'm probably not going to do this because it took so much time for me to make the old school video essay, but if I were to make a follow-up video essay about RS3, you know, it would be RuneScape 3 is fine, and here's why. But like the parts of this that are actually awesome are the quests. There's a seal out here. Who has been receiving letters in private? Where were you during the attack? Lady Rutan was skulking behind the chapel. Okay, show the seal to Iris. Talking to Alba. You during the attack. What's your beef? His father sucks. Yeah, Rolled set that up earlier. Wonder if this is all like a big red herring. Sorry to hear that. Fair enough. Got that as a motive. She's got motive and opportunity. More conspiratorial barking from Princess. Disconcerted barking. Iris. What's your theory? Princess killed the Duke. Reversed the spell, became a dog, acquired her puppy dog eyes. She killed the Duke. It's a unique take on events. I'm going to ask her about the seal. Friends who like hearing my gossip. Received a letter by Raven from them asking about the banquet. Oh, the Duke was murdered. makes you remarkably cunning or unspeakably dim-witted. Pretty sure this is all an act. An amulet of spaniel speak. Hey, they do have a dog speak amulet. I love it. That's amazing. Okay, it's a clue in the journal. That's fine. Probably correct that I don't actually have to literally equip it, but how strangely specific. Talking, you're talking. Please help. Father ate a strange-smelling meat. Aw. Best treats and belly rubs. Lead the way. Point northwest. I love the dog speak thing. Like, so many of these modern quests, I like call something because it's being like clearly foreshadowed, right? And it's done in a really neat, subtle way. I think these are really well written. I wasn't expecting spaniel speak as opposed to dog speak. I'm guessing they did that so that you don't have the amulet for like other quests where there are dogs. Treasure. East. Suspicious thing here. Scary lady smells strange. Scary lady gives good pets. Nice lady. Can't be her. East. Okay, somewhere up here then. Something suspicious in the chapel. Loose floor tile. Thanks, princess. Unearthed coffer. Symbol of Zamorak. Helpful. Opportunity's risen. Your target will be visiting Fort 4 and 3 for a banquet in a week's time. Eliminate the mark while drawing no attention to yourself. Do not fail me, Z. So we gotta link that to somebody. Thing says I'm still missing and not found. Not found. So I gotta keep like pixel hunting here for stuff. Oh, there's a parchment in here. Guess attempting to destroy evidence. Oh, is it a will? Someone was trying to destroy it, but why? Are there things I have to... Oh, rope, maybe? Or is it red herring? Nope, I'm afraid not. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, I haven't talked to Rodney. He's right over there. Is there anything up here? To say I haven't seen him for a minute. Where were you during the attack? Kitchen, perhaps? It's not the town hall. Okay, so he's the one who burned the will. You like get nothing in the will. Ask Bianca. Oh. Didn't realize they knew each other. That's cool. Let's do Scorched Will, right? Never seen it before in my life. You've got me. Everything goes to princess. Can a spaniel legally inherit a duchy? Married to a barrister, so come to horrific paper cut. It'd be pretty great if Princess is the new Duke of Edgeville or Duchess of Edgeville. Thanks for being honest with us eventually. So we gotta talk to Bianca again. Thought you knew. Okay, there must be more about that with Elmaria. Heard you're friends with Bianca. Back when I was shearing sheep and baking cakes for the Duke. I love that she's an adventurer. I think it's great. Became queen by chance. Rold plucked me from the streets of Varrock. Oh. Interesting. That's our last clue. Share our findings. Gather guests in the courtyard. Yes, let's go. Okay, let's review the evidence. Simon's satchel is a appropriate place to start. I think it was stolen. Oh, okay, it was on the King's Road. Murder another of Lord Rodney's exes? King Rold was the target. Yeah, he only tested the beverages, not the meals. Like, this is a classic, like, rudiment of, mysteries, right? That, like, the person who died wasn't the actual target. It's a nice little obfuscation. Need the steward alive. I think that they were trying to frame Master. Take revenge. I don't think it's a vendetta. There is the Zamorakians offer them power. Oh, okay. Revenge. Who is responsible? Jesus, I don't know. It seems like they said, from like a storytelling perspective, they gave tons of extra facts about Bianca that are irrelevant otherwise right at the very end. So I'm gonna guess Bianca. Seems like it's the most surprising. Defining jewelry. Discovered the satchel. That's true. I didn't think about that. I feel like they make Bianca Aster's sister so you don't expect it. Oh, the slow clap. Murdered 2 innocent people. You took was yet another arrogant leech. Indignant barking. Yeah, what did Simon do? He was a friend. Punishment for treason is too good for her, in my opinion. Oh, wow, I really can't intervene at all, can I? Don't like it either. She'll be tried. Yeah, okay. Whatever you say, y'all. End the banquet. That was really cool. I enjoyed it. Oh, it's been 2 weeks. How are you feeling? I guess she's just fucking dead. Okay. Where'd Rodney? In the kitchen. Okay. Hey, what's up, Rodney? Spaniel's not able to legally inherit a duchy. Boo! Oh, is Rodney, like, working here now? Third wife was a baker. How did she die? Forward to working with you. Okay, so that's how I can upgrade the kitchen. Nice. That was a good quest. I enjoyed it. Build all 3 tiers of the kitchen. Okay, Murder on the Border is the second Fort 4 and 3 quest, and it's about introducing us more to the characters we hired during New Foundations. It is the second murder mystery quest in this game. There's also one in old school RuneScape. This one's quite a bit better in terms of its overall structure. It's very long and dialogue driven. I do think it would be a much better quest if they had been able to afford voice acting for it, but, you know. But the basic idea is that a bunch of important people from around Gielinor come to visit your fort, and you have dinner together, and someone gets murdered, and you have to investigate who did the murder. The details of the quest are the interesting bit, and I can't really summarize that here, but you solve the murder, essentially, and you befriend and hire some of the NPCs in the quest to join your fort, namely Rodney and his dog, Princess. I think this quest is pretty cool for trying to introduce a little bit more diversity into the world of Gielinor. It probably pissed off some shitty people on the internet because you know why. For example, it features a non-binary character, a bisexual character. One of the characters is a badass old lady. I genuinely think it's great and good for the game. The quest sets diversity so front and center that I can't not talk about it here. Like, it would be inappropriate not to mention it. I don't want to rant for too long, but the very short gist of it is that I think that diversity is good, like both because I think that it's the moral thing to do, but also because I think it makes stories more interesting. I mean, we could just keep telling the same story for the same target audience forever until the end of time. I don't know. This is supposed to be a post-quest summary. I don't think that I can personally solve the anti-social justice douchebag problem here. To summarize, I think the quest is good. It's not a masterpiece of storytelling or like detective fiction or something, but it's fine. And the LGBT stuff not only doesn't get in the way of it being a fine murder mystery, but also makes the characters more interesting than if they were the characters you would expect them to be in every other work of fiction you've ever encountered. I will add before leaving here, as part of my summary, this quest does, I would use the word retcon. It retcons Elamaria, the wife of King Rold. You might remember Elamaria from the Garden of Tranquility quest, where she's just kind of whiny and wants you to make a pretty garden for her. She's effectively a nagging wife stereotype. This quest, and maybe other quests that I haven't encountered yet, recast her more as like a bold adventurer who did not come from nobility, like grew up as a peasant. She's implied to have fought a lot of the same bosses as you have. She's got a really high Slayer level. And to be honest, I thought this was really cool. I thought it was way more interesting than the character Elamaria used to be. Like this kind of retconning or reconceptualizing of a character over time isn't something we just do with women characters, right? Like, I could give you a bunch of examples, but think about like Bob the cat in old school RuneScape is essentially introduced as a joke. Like, isn't it funny that there's a cat named Bob that you can talk to? But Bob becomes an incredibly crucial lore character, and I guarantee you nobody planned on Bob being an ancient legendary hero when they first conceived of the idea of a cat named Bob. But to some people, finding out that Bob is actually an ancient legendary hero is cool and radical, and finding out that Elamaria actually has a Slayer level of 90 is lame and forced feminism or whatever the hell. I've already spent too much time on this. It was a fine quest. We built a kitchen. Let's get back to it. We got a construction XP lamp, which I will happily use. Thank you. 56 construction. Prismatic lamp, of course, goes on summoning. Summoning 36. Alright, so I think I just have to start the next quest to build the guardhouse. It's Unwelcome Guests. Teak frames. Okay. Alright, starting the next quest here. To make improvements to the security of the fort. Yeah, after that last event. Duke was murdered here right on our watch. Dark Beast got here and attacked the queen. An assassin attacked me. He did. They need our guards. The Raptor has wandered in. I don't know who that is. Famous Slayers. Okay. I'm so mysterious. I can't even care what he looks like. Find us some guards. Okay, so there's some guy named the Raptor. So many other players here. I can't... Oh, there he is. The long search is over. Looks pretty cool. Can I help you? This is your fort. Built it myself. Let's talk. Undead have been seen in the north. Attack, your fort will be destroyed. We will prevent it. Come equipped for battle. Oh, okay. This might be bad. I was hoping to, like, build the thing right away. I do have this gear. I don't really have any food, though. I guess I could go buy some from the Gnome restaurant really fast. I guess I can take what I've got with me and see if it's enough and warp out and get food if I need it. Continue unwelcome guests, yes. Slay the undead to the west. Okay. He's a real chipper guy. These guys, yeah, level 66 might be pushing it a bit. Let's see. If I had one more defense level, I wonder if it's gonna like save my progress for this. Hey, there's a defense level. I guess I could just run in the fort and assuming that the bank chest heals me. Let me see if it does. It does. I'll just do that then. Be a little annoying, but I don't have to. Alright, when you come back into the quest, all the zombies respawn, but the count is still tracked, so I can just handle this by continually going back to the bank. I think that's fine. This quest actually seems like way shorter than the murder one, so I might just go ahead and finish it since it's not super long. Alright, finished all the undead. Oh, the quest was basically a mini Slayer task. I guess that makes sense if it's going to unlock something Slayer related. Need to fortify the perimeter. Form a ramp out of their own corpses. I hadn't considered the risk of zombie gymnastics. Bill. If I check the length of a quest, it's just going to be via the, in-game length estimate, and then just, without reading the wiki guide, just looking how long the wiki guide is. And here it's like 4 sections long, so not actually reading any of the text for it. Foundations. The Wildy Wall. That's cool. I wonder if they're going to add that in a future expansion. Oh, sweet. Could use those to build the fort. Okay, so I already have the ability to build stuff, sweet. These are pretty easy, fast builds compared to what I was expecting. 5 to go. Oh, somebody's fighting these things. I think they can aggro me while I'm doing this, but I guess I can just project melee and try to finish it since it's a pretty quick build. 4 left. To fend off one of these guys over here. It dropped a single dose prayer potion, so it's kind of cool. Pays for the prayer I've used. Need to use it to defend against these last 2, I guess. On to the last one. Okay, fortunately my combat level is... or my armor is basically perfect for this quest to be just, like, barely tolerable. If I was a little bit lower, these zombies would be able to kill me very quickly. Alright, that's the last of the spikes. Talking to the Overseer. Have you been busy? Squash a few zombies, fortify the outer walls. We handled it. Found some guards. How are we gonna pay them? Oh, okay. New building. Plans for a guardhouse, okay. Plans for that inn coming along nicely. Beer garden? One zombie's traveling the beer garden. There we go. Okay, cool. Guardhouse requires 14 teak frames. That's gonna take a while. I currently have 6 teak frames and no teak logs. So I need 8 times 12. So 96. How many trips is that? That's only 3.5 trips. I probably don't need to worry about making a porter right now. I guess I can. I'm gonna try it. So it's emerald. Do I have an emerald necklace yet? Oh my god. I have every necklace and every ring except emerald from the Menaphos Gullible Tourist. Whatever, I'll just gather it normally, it's fine. Woodcutting 51. Man, it's so freeing to be able to make my own planks. I don't think they would ever add this to old school, and I guess I understand why. It's a pretty significant GP sink, and it's, you know, the thing to use GP on as an Ironman. But given that I also need to spend a ton of GP on summoning and potentially fletching, it's nice to kind of be relieved here. I feel like it's a reasonable trade-off. Like, it takes a lot of time to make the planks versus just turning them all into planks for free from the guy who's literally right next to the bank chest. Okay, I think I got all my teak frames that I need to make the guardhouse. I'm gonna have to make some more stone wall segments. I don't remember. Oh, actually, I have a few more frames I have to make. Whoops. All right, building the guardhouse. Excellent. That leaves me with 3 left over because I think there's still a couple things I can afford to upgrade after doing this. So we'll go build this guy. The guardhouse also gives you a 2% increased spawn rate for superior Slayer monsters, which is amazing. Construction 57, 3 more to go. Why we're originally set off to do this here. This makes me really want to level up construction. I think that this whole Port Forinthry base is really, really cool. See how many contracts I'd be tolerant of doing. It seems like getting to 97 construction for the final upgrade to the guardhouse is pretty powerful. Like, this is a pretty smart way to make construction not suck and not be as like awkward as the player-owned house in old school, and also make it distinct from old school, because I feel like both games kind of have this feeling now that they want to borrow ideas from the other game but don't want to just like directly copy and paste them, which I think is smart. All right, guardhouse is complete. Nice. Notice board. Extra damage against Slayer targets. Extra versus undead. Yeah, the tier 3 rewards seem amazing. Stop reading and get back to work. Oh, that's interesting. Extra Slayer points. I'm taking tasks from the Raptor. Okay. Talking to the Raptor here. Go ahead and complete the quest, because I don't think there's very much after this. Moving on. Any news? The guards are rough around the edges and they're leaderless. He's a captain. No. He didn't even let me finish. I'm no leader. This it? Where do you say you found these guards? Are they Black Knights? Oh, that's interesting. Dark Warriors. Dark Warriors rule. You wanted guards. Leave the dangers of the wilderness out. Dark Warriors rule. Dark Warriors is the name of their gang. The recent mammoth attacks. All right. Swoon, gasp. Search for the source of the undead at the north gate. Okay. I don't know if I need combat still, so I'll go get my armor. Continue unwelcome guests. Stop the western attack. Oh, they want me to do it again? Okay, I don't know how this is going to work. It's literally the same as before. Okay. I thought I was done with the combat section. I guess not. Got one undead left. And then hopefully that's the end of the combat. That's all of them. Oh, here we go. We're clear. That guy looks scary. Never mind, he was fine. Phantom came from the north. Ancient crypt that's inexplicably open? Rid of yourself. Who or what is raising the undead? Some dude. Zamoragal? Oh, I guess I'm supposed to know who he is from another quest. Alright, well that's nice. I was really worried that doing these quests late would have a bunch of 6th Age spoilers, but this is the only thing that I don't think I was supposed to know about by now. But it's not really a spoiler, just there is a guy. Like a necromancer, maybe? Maybe they're trying to set up necromancy, because I think they're adding that soon to the game. We should retreat. Okay. I will remain in the fort. Why? Okay. An ancient necromancer. Okay, so we are doing setup for necromancy. That's cool. Find somewhere for you to sleep. Here to kill. They weren't learned by watching, so be it. Sweet. Go away, Golden Cape Shard. I don't want that. Build all 3 tiers. The Raptor is a Slayer Master. Access to the Crypt, which I think is just like Slayer monsters or something. Okay, maybe this quest won't have 6 minutes of rants attached to it. Unwelcome Guests is a significantly more straightforward and short quest than the previous 2 for N3 quests. There's a bunch of undead attacking your fort from the wilderness, and your overseer, Civ, she wants you to build a guard tower to help defend against them and get someone to, like, train a militia. The person she ends up sending you to is an NPC named the Raptor, who I know very little about. I haven't encountered the Raptor in any other quests. I get the sense that the Raptor is supposed to be like the other signature heroes, like Ariane and Ozan, who we've already met. Deliberately mysterious, doesn't talk very much, that kind of a thing. The quest is basically just an extended zombie slayer task as you convince the Raptor to join your fort. The end of the quest hints at a bad guy named Zamoragal that I don't know anything about, but I assume he's trying to set up the necromancy skill, which at time of recording was coming out relatively soon. Yeah, that's it. That was a simple one. All right, that concludes the episode. A lot of progress in this one. Completed 3 fairly new quests. Have all of Fort Farin 3 unlocked, at least as far as I can take it with my current construction level. Next episode, we're going to do the quest as a first resort to unlock the Ooglog Meat Shop, which is another shop that I have to buy out every single day. And a bunch more exciting content from there. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.